Something that's taking place today.
Happening today.
So today's the final day of the Tunnel to Towers 9/11 mobile exhibit. That's the sound of dispatch on 9/11, 2001. It airs outside the mobile exhibit, which is currently parked outside Moraine Park Technical College in West Bend. It's right off 45 there. It's in the parking lot. It's a traveling exhibit. It's basically a giant semi-rig, and they got this huge trailer that you can walk in, and you see all of these different artifacts from that day. And you can see it up close, and you can ask questions because there are basically docents there, and it's retired New York firefighters. And there's a bunch of them that do this. There's 4 on hand for the one today and this week in West Bend. And they're there answering questions, telling their stories, because all of them were there when this happened. And they all have emotional stories to share. And I had the honor of to take part in a panel on Thursday night at Moraine Park Technical College with several members of these retired firefighters, and talked about so many different things, why they do it, who they talk to most. They educate a lot of kids. They're always going after these field trip groups that come in there to just kind of tell them.
Yep.
And they share their story. And even during that conversation last night, like emotional moments. And this is, you'd think after time heals all wounds. No, still fresh for these guys, even to still be talking about it. I spoke with Billy Puckett. He's the field manager of the Tunnel to Towers 9/11 mobile exhibit. And he says it's all about teaching and remembering.
We have a traveling museum, travels around the country. We've had one since September of 2013. This is the second version. We introduced this one last year, but we go all over the country and teach our youth about the happenings of that day. Plus, we take this to places where people will never have the opportunity to go to the city and let them relive that day with us.
Why is this so important to you?
One, we got to keep it alive. You hear the old adage, if you don't talk about history, it will repeat itself. I truly believe that. All the people that we lost that day, we got to talk about them. We got to keep them alive. And I didn't tell the story tonight, but I had a 90-year-old vet in Iowa. He said, "Young man, I'm going to teach you a couple of things." And this is in front of a group. He said, number one, as long as you're telling the truth, you're not bragging. And secondly, as long as you talk about these people, they're always alive. And he's right. As long as we talk about them, they're with us. And we're going to make sure that happens. And then the other, of course, is my son. And in Afghanistan 5 times, and not knowing where he was, what he was doing. And, my phone would ring, and I wouldn't answer it. And it'd ring again. I wouldn't answer it. It was numbers I didn't recognize. And people started questioning, why aren't you answering your phone? And I just said, look, I'm not finding out that way. And if my ex-wife had called me right after one of those calls, then it would have been a different story. But and I'm lucky. My son made it home physically. It took some time mentally, but he's still in. He's still doing good. He's thriving. But we gotta remember those, and we gotta remember those families, and make sure they're never forgotten either.
Bill, appreciate your son. I appreciate you. Thank you, sir.
Absolutely. Thank you.
As Billy Puckett, the field manager of the Tunnel to Towers 9/11 mobile exhibit, which is currently parked outside the Moraine Park Technical College in West Bend. It's there. Today's the last day, so it's been there the last couple of days, and they've had school groups coming in there, and these firefighters, man, these guys from New York are exactly what you'd expect them to be in every wonderful way.
Did you hear that guy, right? Gonna go talk to Billy today?
Oh, my gosh. It's so awesome hearing those guys share their stories. So you can do that. They do have most of the morning, it sounds like, is generally locked in for some school groups. You can try to maybe sneak in there, but otherwise they do have it open there in the afternoon until 7 o'clock tonight. At least that's the schedule here on the last day. So if you can get out there, it's worth it just to meet them and to hear their stories.